Did you know that the air in your house can be up to 5 times more polluted than the air outside? Stick around to the end of this video to hear about the awesome new nature tech of neoplants. I've been talking a lot about the media's irresponsibility related to the Trump campaign. And it really kicked into high gear after someone took a shot at Donald Trump, instead killing a rally goer. They're just, when someone dies who's never really been a good person and everybody paints them as some kind of a saint, nothing bad can be said about them. I mentioned in a video yesterday, the Twitter account and the reprehensible, bigoted, racist beliefs or ostensible beliefs of the man who was killed at the Trump rally. And I got a couple of emails telling me, how dare you? The man's dead. Yeah, it doesn't change who he was in life. I'm not going to trip all over myself or silence myself about bigotry and racism because he's dead. It's unfortunate. I feel deeply for his family and his children who will grow up without that's terrible. But I have no responsibility to whitewash the reality of how he lived his life and what he believed at all. And the media apparently thinks they do, even though their constitutionally protected role in the free press is to report facts, taking advantage of the protections of the First Amendment. They're doing the opposite. They're gushing over Donald Trump. They're allowing Donald Trump's son, as you will see in this first clip, to make wild accusations about whoever they are, they tried to kill my father. And Jake Tapper's, yeah. I don't know if he's bored out of his mind or he's planning for the next segment, but whatever it is, he's a seasoned professional who has been on TV and has been in and around the chaos of live reporting for decades. And there's no excuse. If it was his first day, I could see, yeah, he's getting his sea legs about it. But he's not. He's the A-team on CNN. And this is what happened when Eric Trump, goofy-ass Eric Trump, made these wild, unsubstantiated, never pushed back on claims about the person who took a shot, or they who tried to kill Donald Trump.
They tried to take his life. That was the final attack, and thank God it didn't work out. But then he walks in here to just a sea of love, and as much reporting as you've done from in here, I know how much love you've seen in this room. Yeah. The American flags, the red hats, the people who love America. They're proud to be American. They want America to be number one at everything we do. They're patriotic. They love our Constitution. They love religion in this country. I mean, these are great, wholesome people from every state that we have in the nation, and it's a powerful moment. It was it was almost a moment that didn't happen.
Yeah,
because of a madman that got far too close.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. They tried to kill your father. Yeah. There's love in the room filled with people who attempted to overthrow the United States government, or at the very least supported the move to perform an insurrection against the country. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Jake Tapper? What are you doing, CNN? Do your goddamn job. Push back on the lies. Ask the question. Here's what you do, Jake. Here's what you do. They tried to kill my father. Who's they? What exactly? Let's drill down on that, Eric. Who's they? That's how you do it. It's simple. 2 words and a question mark. Who's? Or a contraction. Who is they? What do you mean? Tell me more. There's multiple ways to get at it, Jake. He's not the only one. Katie Tour, maybe worse in this case, really laying it on thick about Donald Trump's facial expression. I've covered Donald Trump. Oh, the tone has changed and shifted with Donald Trump, as you would expect if someone faced a life-threatening incident like this. He's the look on his face I've never seen like that before. Oh, someone says, oh, it looks pensive. And she goes, serene. He looks serene. All of this in service to cementing the narrative that Donald Trump has softened, that Donald Trump has changed. How many times do we have to hear the question, maybe Donald Trump will finally be presidential? Remember when Van Jones did that? Today is the day that Donald Trump became president of the United States. What are they doing? We've had 8 years to watch Donald Trump divide America, and they're still holding out hope that he's going to change, that he's finally going to be presidential. Yesterday was filled with vitriol and hatred and venom toward the left, meaning Joe Biden. They think Joe Biden's a leftist. Watch Katie Tour just shit the bed here.
And there are questions about what really is going to change with Donald Trump, and there's also quite a bit of skepticism out there because there have been so many moments before where people have said he'd make a pivot, like he'd walk into the Oval Office and the weight of the office, the weight of the presidency would hit him. He'd sit at the Resolute desk and he'd realize that he had to be more of a uniter and a divider. Maybe he'd start with infrastructure instead of starting with a more divisive policy on immigration. There are all these conversations that we've had so many times in the past. Is this really going to be different? I don't know. But I will tell you, even just looking at his face in this video that we're seeing right now, I've never seen Donald Trump with a look like that in his face. Not once. In the very long time that I've been covering him, I've never seen that look.
It looks almost pensive, Katie.
Serene.
Not a word we normally have associated with Donald Trump.
There is no other way to explain that other than complicity. This is an intentional thing. It's not by accident. They know who Donald Trump is, maybe more than anybody else, because they've covered him privately and publicly. They know his people. They know who he puts in place. They certainly know the public policies. Yet he's serene. Oh, come on. Just gross. Now, let's go back to CNN. Chris Wallace, assisted by Jake Tapper, in some of the same nonsense. This is not the worst. I think Katie Tour is the worst, but Chris Wallace here talking about how electric the room is and how they've really set aside all the rancor and it's all positivity and patriotism. I don't remember the exact words. We'll talk about it on the other side, but it is just jackassery run amok. Watch this.
Chris.
Winston Churchill famously said, "Nothing is so exhilarating as to be shot at without effect." And you could see that today. The idea that just hours ago, a few days ago, this man, an assassin's bullet whizzed by him, hit him in the ear, inches from his temple. It'd be just by the slightest fraction of an inch. He survived, shot at without effect, and you can see the joy of this crowd. I got to tell you, somebody who's been covering these conventions since 1964, that may have been the most electric moment I ever saw. That was quite extraordinary. Whether you like the man or not, that was.
Western Michigan. Well, I mean, this is a crowd. These are tens of thousands of people who love Donald Trump, and they almost lost him. This figure that figures so prominently in their lives.
And it's so interesting tonight. There has been zero talk about the Democrats and rhetoric and political rhetoric and blaming the media, and it's all been talk about divine providence, a miracle. And I think that's what most of these people view, is that it is by the grace of God that Donald Trump is here tonight and representing them going forward.
Are you high, Chris Wallace? Are you dipping in? What are you talking about? Last night was not free from rancor. Last night was not free from mentioning the Democrats and the media being to blame for the nation's ills. Last night was packed to the gills with that kind of talk. Blaming the media. The son of the president of the former president of the United States, blaming they for trying to take. What are you talking about? You either are not paying attention, which means you're not doing your job, or you know what you're saying is wrong, but you're saying it anyway. Or is there some other unholy amalgam that I'm missing? I'll leave you there. You can tell me. You can talk about it in the comments. Call me, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me, mini-do, daily@dollemore.com, daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. Patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast is another way. Same deal, $2 a month. Another way is to be subscribed, and even yet another way, stick around for a word from today's sponsor, Neoplants. Though living in a large city has plenty of benefits, pollution isn't one of them. With your windows closed and AC on most of the time, you might think your home would be safe, but did you know that air pollution can be up to 5 times higher indoors than out? During COVID, we bought a bunch of those huge air purifiers. Not only do they take up a lot of space, they make a bunch of noise, and they also ratchet up your electric bill. Instead of those unsightly pieces of pandemic furniture, I have switched my air purifying to Neoplants. Their product, the Neo PX, is an electricity-free living air purifier, powered by nature and designed to capture and recycle harmful air, indoor pollutants that come from within your home. Go to neoplants.com/Dollemore right now to purchase your very first Neo PX living air purifier. My code will automatically be applied at checkout, and with it, you'll receive an additional 7th Power Drop pouch with your purchase. This means a whole extra month of pure air for free. Your Neo PX is space-age air purifying tech that will purify your air as well as 30 houseplants. Using a pollution-eating bacteria that lives within the plant, the Neo PX tackles harmful air pollutants called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. These VOCs can be released by furniture, cleaning products, cooking, all kinds of things that you might not think about. Simply mix Neo PX Power Drops formula with water and add it to your plant monthly to activate the air purification. Your air will feel fresher, with 87% of customers reporting they feel a difference just 1 week after setting it up. Fight air pollution with nature. Access a free month of pure air by heading to neoplants.com/Dollemore right now, where my code will be applied and you can support this channel automatically at checkout. Put the technology of nature to work with Neoplants.